Welcome back, everybody. I'm Rebecca Martinez, and today we are making carrot and ginger soup. This is the third video out of our 4 spring soup series, and I have a delicious high-protein soup you can make in the slow cooker in 15 minutes. So let's get to it. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel because here we make recipes that are high in protein, plant-based, and super efficient and come together really quickly because they're specifically designed for busy people and busy students such as myself. This carrot and ginger soup is naturally sweet, high in protein because we're using red lentils to thicken it up, and perfect for the spring season when carrots are in major abundance. So these are the wonderful ingredients that we'll be using. We will be adding 2 pounds of carrots, in addition to half a diced yellow or purple onion, 6 minced garlic cloves, 2 cups of red lentils, and 1 cup of raw cashews. We will be blending this soup in the Vitamix, so you actually do not need to use already blended cashews for this soup because everything is going to be whacked into that blender and pureed. Add a tablespoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, optional but highly recommended, a teaspoon of curry powder. Any conventional store-bought curry powder works. It's very fragrant and it's super, in my opinion, non-negotiable in this soup, but if you can't find it, it is optional for you personally. Salt and pepper to taste. Then you want to add 6 to 8 cups of veggie broth or water. I cooked it on high for 6 hours, or you can cook it on low for 12 overnight. I would recommend because it saves you lots of time. And once it's done cooking, you want to let it cool ever so slightly because if you put the whole soup in the Vitamix right away, it's just going to make your Vitamix really, really piping hot. And the plastic container is also not good to blend with really hot items. Microplastics is something that's on people's minds, so you want to kind of avoid this. Let your soup chill just a little bit. If you do this overnight, if you whack it in the fridge, you don't have to worry about it at all. The soup will thicken dramatically when you let it rest overnight because those lentils will congeal in addition to all of those vegetables. No problem at all. I do this all the time because it saves me time. The day after, when you're ready to blend, you will take all of those ingredients, knock it into your Vitamix, and add just a little bit of water to help it mix everything. You want to then proceed to blend on super, super high, 10 speed if you can, to make sure that those cashews are super creamy. I did this in a batch of 2 because the soup will be very large, and sometimes if you overstuff your Vitamix or your blender, it just doesn't blend as smoothly. So take the extra precaution and the extra step to do this in 2 large batches. I then moved this soup to a Dutch oven over the stove to heat it up, but you do not need to do this at all. Once you start blending your soup and it's completely blended, you can put it back into your plastic Tupperware, put it in the fridge, and enjoy it and heat it up in the microwave. No need to do it in a Dutch oven. However, because I did want to bring some aesthetic into the video, I put the soup after it was blended into the Dutch oven, heated up for lunch, and served it in a really large bowl. I like to top any soup with some minced fresh greens, either cilantro or parsley. I do like a little bit of acidity in my soup, so I drizzled some lemon on top. This soup is really enjoyable to eat. It already has lentils for protein, but I like to serve it with a piece of toasted sourdough bread and hummus for extra beans, extra fiber, and extra, you know what I'm gonna say? Protein. And because I think soups need a little bit of crunch, not just from bread, but from seeds, I chose to add some raw pumpkin seeds on top. You can choose to use sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, whatever you prefer. If you're looking for an alternative, you can also make this soup nut-free by, instead of using cashews, you use tofu. But if you use tofu, you do not want to include this in the slow cooker, rather only in the blending process at the end. As always, make sure to taste test your soup. It's super important that you add salt and pepper according to your liking. You can completely omit it, but I these days actually add quite a bit of iodized salt in my food. Nothing excessive because the way you cook at home will be nothing in comparison to the amount of salt that restaurants and processed foods contain, but it is nice to have some flavor in there. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely modify according to your tasting. Once you've blended the soup, and if you choose to heat it up in the Dutch oven, I recommend at this stage you try your soup just to make sure you like the seasonings. If you want to add a little bit more curry powder, if you want to add a little bit of whatever you want to add, this is the time to do it. This soup will last you up to 7 days. I find that cooking in the slow cooker, I think it's because of the slow cooking process, the food actually lasts significantly longer in the refrigerator, sometimes up to 2 weeks, but definitely make sure that everything smells good along the way. But 7 days to 10 days in the slow cooker, your food will last in the refrigerator completely fine. If you want to freeze this soup, you definitely can. I recommend actually serving it. You can freeze them in individual baggies or in a large bag for up to 4 months. So you do what works best for you. This has been Rebeca Martinez. I hope you have enjoyed this third recipe out of my 4 spring soup series. I so far have enjoyed this soup the best. We'll see how my split pea soup comes out next week. Regardless, give this video a like, reply to the comment below that I've pinned on this video, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more recipes, also PhD content, and free workouts, because we're all about living a healthy lifestyle here. See you next time.